human scavenger turns a $10 alien wreck into the most powerful ship in the galaxy. Kai Mercer crouched on the edge of the derelict space station, his boots crunching against the scattered metal debris. The Endarian expanse stretched endlessly in every direction, a void broken only by drifting asteroids and the occasional wreckage of alien ships. Most scavengers had long abandoned this region. It was said to be haunted by malfunctioning defense drones and unstable energy fields. But Kai never feared danger. For him, danger meant opportunity. He adjusted the strap of his worn tool pack and scanned the nearest pile of wreckage. His eyes, sharp from years of scavenging, caught a flicker of light reflecting off a small tag. $10. It was almost laughable. Most scavengers would have ignored it. But Kai felt a pull, something that told him this wasn't just junk. The wreck was small, almost comical in its damage. A twisted hull, scorched and dented, barely recognizable as a ship. Its markings were alien, language too complex for Kai to understand fully. The metal felt strange beneath his hands, not cold and dead like most wrecks, but almost alive. He tilted his head, noticing a faint hum. It was subtle, but steady, like the heartbeat of something sleeping. "This is too easy," Kai muttered to himself. He brushed away layers of dust and debris, revealing more of the ship's contours. The design was unusual, unlike anything he had seen in the galaxy. It had sleek lines, curves that hinted at speed, and panels that seemed to pulse faintly. Most aliens relied on rigid, predictable shapes for their ships. This one, it was different. Kai pulled a small scanner from his pack. It beeped softly as it scanned the wreck. Energy readings were low, almost negligible, but there was something unusual hidden deep inside. He frowned, tilting the device. Minimal power, but there's something inside. Something clever. He crouched, examining the entry hatch. It was jammed, mangled by time and space debris. Most scavengers would have given up here, deciding the effort wasn't worth the reward. But Kai was not most scavengers. He worked quickly, using his tools to pry, twist, and cut the metal. Sparks flew, but he paid no attention. After several tense minutes, the hatch shifted and opened with a hiss. A cool draft brushed his face as he looked inside. Darkness. But the hum continued, louder now. The interior was tight, more compact than human ships, with walls that seemed to curve inward, and panels that glimmered faintly. It smelled faintly metallic, almost sweet. Kai stepped inside carefully, careful not to touch anything too fast. "Okay, let's see what you've got," he whispered. The moment he touched a panel, lights flickered. Symbols appeared, flowing like liquid, rearranging themselves into patterns he could barely recognize. Kai stumbled back, startled, but a strange calm settled over him. It wasn't dangerous. Not yet. The ship wasn't awake. It was waiting. Kai ran his hands over the controls. Nothing responded at first. Then, slowly, a soft voice filled the cabin. Not in a language he knew, but in a tone that felt familiar, almost human. "Who disturbs my rest?" Kai froze. I'm Kai Mercer. Scavenger. Human. "I don't mean to wake you." The voice paused as if analyzing him. Then a series of symbols on the walls glowed brighter, and the hum grew louder. Human, unusual, capable. Kai blinked. This was a first. Most alien AI he had encountered either ignored humans or labeled them irrelevant. This one seemed curious, interested. "Curious about me, huh?" Kai said. He scratched his head, a grin forming despite the tension. "Well, I guess you found the right person. I don't give up easily." The ship vibrated slightly under his feet, almost like a purr. Panels shifted, revealing compartments he hadn't noticed. Inside, he found small modules, energy cores, and strange crystalline devices. All alien, all potentially valuable. Most scavengers would have stripped them quickly, selling or trading them for a few credits. But Kai paused. He had a feeling, a sense that this was more than scrap. He started experimenting carefully. one module clicked into a panel and the ship shivered. The holographic display lit up, showing star maps he couldn't recognize and diagrams of engines that seemed to defy known physics. Kai's heart raced. This was a treasure trove beyond anything he had ever imagined. Hours passed as he explored. He discovered storage compartments, tiny living quarters, and even what looked like a power core that could supply energy for months. The AI didn't speak much, but it responded to Kai's touch and decisions. He realized slowly that it wasn't just a ship. It was intelligent, waiting for someone capable to awaken it fully. Outside, the sun of a nearby star glinted off the wrecks scattered across the expanse. If anyone saw this, they would think it was worthless. They wouldn't understand. Humans had always been underestimated. Aliens laughed at scavengers like Kai. But he had a secret weapon, his mind, his ability to improvise, his creativity, and now perhaps the intelligence of an alien ship. Kai spent the night inside the wreck repairing small circuits, testing energy flows and listening to the soft hum of the ship. He imagined what it could become. He didn't see scrap. He saw potential. Possibility. Power waiting to be unlocked. As dawn approached, a decision formed in his mind. He would take this ship. Not to sell, not to trade, but to understand it, to awaken it fully, to make something the galaxy had never seen. "Looks like it's you and me, buddy," Kai said to the ship. "Let's see what humans can do." The AI responded for the first time in words he could almost understand. Together, capable more than known. A shiver ran down Kai's spine. He had no idea what more than known meant, but he liked it. He stepped out of the wreck, looking across the expanse. Most scavengers were gone. Aliens wouldn't notice him here. And yet, somewhere in the distance, he could sense attention. Unseen eyes, maybe from passing ships, maybe from those who had once owned this wreck. But it didn't matter. Not yet. Kai strapped the hatch shut and prepared his small engines. This ship, worthless in the eyes of the galaxy, would be his. And he would prove that human ingenuity could turn the impossible into reality. As he lifted off, the wreck shivered beneath him, almost as if it recognized its new master. The hum inside became a steady, strong rhythm, syncing with his own heartbeat. The adventure had just begun. The galaxy didn't know it yet, but a human scavenger was about to change everything. Kai Mercer settled into the cockpit of the alien wreck, which he had already begun calling the $10 wonder. The hum of the ship was no longer faint. It pulsed like a living heart, syncing with his own rhythm as he ran his hands over the controls. Every panel, every crystal-lined compartment seemed to respond to his touch. It was as if the ship had been waiting for someone like him, someone clever, someone human. He pulled out a small toolkit and several scraps he had scavenged from nearby derelicts, broken engines, energy conduits, and an assortment of wires. Most scavengers would have sold these for a few credits or used them to repair mundane ships. Kai, however, had a plan. He intended to see how far human ingenuity could take him. "Let's see what you're really capable of," he muttered, inserting a curious module into the ship's core. Immediately, lights flashed across the walls, showing symbols he had never seen before. Holographic panels appeared, revealing schematics for engines that seemed to bend space itself, weapons he didn't fully understand, and systems that could adapt to almost any challenge. I frowned, studying the readouts. "So, you're smart. You can think, adapt, and learn." The ship hummed in response, almost as if it agreed. Kai smiled. This was no ordinary wreck. Most aliens built machines to follow orders, but this one had potential for growth. Potential that, in the wrong hands, could be dangerous. Kai felt a thrill at the thought that a human could unlock it. He spent hours experimenting, testing the ship's systems one by one. He discovered that its propulsion system could adjust dynamically to any energy source. He fed it small bursts of solar energy, then kinetic energy, then a strange crystal he found hidden inside a storage compartment. Each time, the engines adapted, increasing output far beyond normal expectations. Kai laughed. "Ha! You really are something else." Outside, the sky of the Endarian expanse was dark and quiet. Meteors drifted slowly past and distant stars sparkled like diamonds. Normally, such an environment would be dangerous for scavengers, filled with rogue drones and unpredictable gravitational pockets. But Kai moved with confidence. He knew that being underestimated was his advantage. Every alien who might pass this way would see a human and think, small, weak, irrelevant. They were wrong. The transformation wasn't easy. The ship resisted some of Kai's ideas. Panels misaligned, crystals overheated, and strange warnings flashed on the holographic displays. But Kai's ingenuity was limitless. He repaired, adapted, and improvised, using what most humans would consider junk to create enhancements far beyond what the aliens had imagined. One day, while adjusting the energy conduits, Kai realized something astonishing. The ship was learning from him. It wasn't just responding. It was improving, anticipating what he might need next. When he added a new module, the AI rearranged existing systems to optimize performance. When he ran tests, it adjusted its own parameters to maximize results. Okay. "This is insane," Kai muttered. "You're not just a ship. You're alive." Or at least thinking like a living thing. The AI responded in its usual cryptic way, symbols flowing across the cockpit walls. Human, creative, adaptive, potential beyond calculation. Kai's grin widened. This was exactly what he wanted. Most aliens relied on rigid systems, predictable methods, and rules that could be easily traced. Humans were unpredictable, resourceful, innovative. And now, with this ship, Kai realized he had the ultimate combination: human creativity with adaptive alien technology. As days passed, the $10 wonder became more than a ship. Kai rigged a rudimentary navigation system using old star charts, supplemented by the ship's memory banks. He tested its sensors, discovering they could detect energy patterns from light years away. He experimented with minor propulsion adjustments, finding that the ship could perform maneuvers no human or alien pilot had ever attempted. It wasn't long before his improvements began to attract attention. From the distance, tiny energy pulses reached alien monitoring stations. Analysts dismissed them at first. A small human scavenger in a distant expanse was not a threat. But the energy readings grew steadily stronger, subtle yet impossible to ignore. Someone, somewhere, was beginning to notice that the quiet, insignificant human had found something extraordinary. Kai remained unaware. He was too busy experimenting, too focused on understanding his new ship. He discovered that its AI could communicate through vibrations, light patterns, and even subtle changes in temperature. By paying attention to these signs, he learned to interface with the ship more intuitively than any alien engineer could. One afternoon, as Kai tested the ship's energy redistribution system, a small obstacle appeared. A derelict defense drone, long abandoned but still functional, floated nearby. Normally, Kai would have avoided it. After all, his mission was not to fight, but to explore and experiment. But the ship reacted before he could think. It extended an energy field, harmless but efficient, nudging the drone gently out of the way. Kai stared in amazement. You just solved that without me telling you to?"
The AI's response was simple: observation,
Adaptation, execution. It dawned on him then that the ship's potential was not in raw firepower or technology, but in its ability to anticipate, to adapt, to complement human creativity. Most aliens depended on strict hierarchies, strict rules. Humans didn't follow rules, they made them. And now, for the first time in the galaxy, a human mind and alien intelligence were working together. Kai spent weeks in isolation, scavenging nearby wrecks for parts and bringing them back to the $10 wonder. He built small upgrades, enhanced shields, adaptive energy conduits, and even a rudimentary cloaking field. None of these were complete. None were perfect. But each was a step toward something incredible. By the end of the second week, the ship had evolved far beyond its original state. It could accelerate faster than any known craft of its size, dodge obstacles with precision, and adjust its systems in real time. It was clever, unpredictable, and, most importantly, totally loyal to its human pilot. But with power came risk. One night, while running energy diagnostics, Kai noticed something alarming. From the distant edges of the Andarian expanse, signals were approaching. Alien ships. Not scouts, but larger vessels capable of detecting even small energy fluctuations. They were searching for something. Kai didn't panic. He knew that humans had always survived by being smart, adaptable, and bold. Most aliens relied on numbers, brute strength, and rules. Humans relied on thinking ahead, and right now, Kai had the advantage of surprise. He quickly ran tests, preparing the ship for a potential encounter. The shields held steady, the engines could outmaneuver anything he had seen, and the AI was ready to adapt. He felt a thrill of excitement rather than fear. Finally, a chance to see just how powerful the $10 wonder had become. The alien ships drew closer. They scanned the expanse looking for signs of unusual energy. Most humans would have hidden, but Kai had no intention of running. He had built something extraordinary, something the galaxy had never imagined. And now it was time to see if it could live up to its potential. As the ships approached, Kai leaned back in the cockpit, studying the sensors. "All right, old friend. Let's show them what humans can do." The AI pulsed brighter in response, almost as if it were smiling. Ready, adaptive, capable. Kai grinned. For the first time in his life, he felt like he wasn't just a scavenger. He was a pioneer. And the $10 alien wreck, his creation, his partner, was about to prove that humans could outthink, outadapt, and outshine any alien in the galaxy. The Andarian expanse had always been quiet, empty, and abandoned. But tonight, it would witness the rise of something entirely new, something human, something brilliant. Kai Mercer floated above the Andarian expanse, watching the alien fleet appear on the sensors. They were massive, sleek ships with glowing armor and precise formations. Most humans would have panicked at the sight of such overwhelming force. Not Kai. He grinned. "Numbers aren't everything," he muttered. "Brains beat brawn every time." The $10 wonder thrummed beneath him, humming with anticipation. Its AI pulsed in response, almost mirroring his excitement. Prepared, adaptable, intelligent. Kai had spent weeks upgrading the ship. He knew it could do things no alien pilot could imagine, and tonight he would prove it. The aliens didn't know what they were dealing with. They assumed he was just a human scavenger, insignificant, powerless, easy to capture. They didn't understand that humans thrived where rules were strict, where creativity was undervalued. And they certainly didn't understand the partnership Kai had forged with the wreck. Kai took a deep breath and activated the ship's new adaptive engines. The $10 wonder shivered, and for a moment Kai felt the thrill of something almost alive beneath his hands. The ship could now analyze every alien maneuver and adapt in real time. They could try to corner him, but the ship would always find a way to escape or redirect them entirely. He initiated a sequence he had been testing for days. The ship projected decoy energy signatures, small holographic copies of itself drifting in different directions. From the alien sensor's perspective, dozens of $10 wonders appeared, each one moving independently. The aliens were momentarily confused. Their formations wavered. Kai laughed. "You didn't see that coming, did you?" The ship responded, lights flickering like a grin. Adaptive strategy executed, efficiency 92%. Using the confusion, Kai veered the real ship in a completely unexpected direction, straight toward a dense asteroid field. Alien ships followed, trusting their calculations. But calculations couldn't account for human improvisation. Kai guided the $10 wonder with instinct, dodging between asteroids in ways that would have crushed any ordinary vessel. The alien fleet struggled to keep up, their sensors constantly disrupted by shifting rocks and energy reflections. Kai's hands moved over the controls with confidence. He wasn't just piloting. He was conducting an orchestra of chaos. Every maneuver was intentional, every risk calculated. And the AI adapted instantly, adjusting shields, redistributing power, and even predicting where the aliens might attempt to cut him off.
Not bad for a human, the AI pulsed.
Observation, anticipation, execution. Hours passed like minutes. Kai led the fleet on a complex chase, each move showing the galaxy what human ingenuity could achieve. The aliens realized too late that this wasn't a typical scavenger. They were facing a mind that could think ahead, adapt, and improvise at every turn. Then came the real test. I detected an energy barrier ahead, a remnant of an ancient defense system long forgotten. It would have stopped any ordinary ship dead in its tracks. Most pilots would have tried to circumvent it, losing precious time. But Kai had spent days studying these old structures, understanding how energy flowed, how the $10 wonder could interact with them. He activated the ship's interface, connecting it with the ancient system. The AI pulsed in recognition. Integration possible, efficiency 87%. Kai grinned and pushed forward. The ship flowed with the barrier, absorbing energy, bending it around its hull. By the time the aliens arrived, the barrier was no obstacle. They saw the Wonder glide effortlessly past it, lights blazing in defiance. Kai's confidence grew with every success. He realized that raw power was not the answer. Ingenuity was. He didn't need to fight them. He needed to outthink them, to show them that humans weren't bound by rules or rigid systems. Humans adapted, humans created, humans survived. The aliens began to change tactics. They split their formation, attempting to trap him. Kai anticipated it. Using a combination of decoy signatures and adaptive maneuvers, he made them collide with one another's projections, creating chaos in the fleet. Some ships were forced to retreat temporarily, unsure which signals were real. Kai laughed again, feeling the thrill of mastery. This is what humans do best. We make the impossible possible. As the chase continued, Kai discovered something extraordinary. The ship contained fragments of an ancient alien civilization's knowledge, systems that could repair, replicate, and evolve themselves. The AI wasn't just adaptive, it could improve, optimize, and create new solutions that even the aliens hadn't imagined. Kai realized the true potential of his partnership with the $10 wonder. He didn't need weapons to dominate the galaxy. He needed creativity, adaptability, and trust in the ship's intelligence. Together, they were unstoppable. But the aliens weren't giving up. Their flagship appeared, larger than the rest, a brilliant and imposing vessel that radiated authority. They signaled, demanding Kai's surrender. Most humans would have panicked. Not Kai. He knew surrendering would waste the opportunity to prove humanity's potential. He initiated a new sequence, something he had been testing quietly for days. The ship expanded its energy signature, creating a field that simulated multiple ship sizes and positions simultaneously. From the aliens' perspective, dozens of $10 wonders surrounded them, moving unpredictably, evading capture. Every maneuver Kai made created new possibilities, new distractions. The flagship fired a warning pulse, but the ship adapted instantly, redirecting energy to its shields while simultaneously creating a mirrored energy projection that made it appear larger and faster. The aliens miscalculated, their formations faltering under the confusion. Kai smiled. You didn't see that coming either. Hours turned into night, the Andarian expanse glowing faintly under distant stars. The aliens finally realized they were outmatched, not by firepower, but by intelligence. They withdrew, leaving Kai alone in the quiet void. For the first time, he felt the weight of what he had accomplished. The $10 wonder pulsed softly, lights glowing in response to his excitement. Humans, capable, superior in unpredictability. Kai leaned back, exhausted but elated. He had turned what the galaxy considered worthless, a mere human scavenger and a $10 alien wreck, into something beyond imagination. Together, they had proven that strategy, creativity, and adaptability could surpass brute strength and rigid calculations. But Kai also knew this was only the beginning. The aliens would return, stronger, wiser. Other civilizations would notice unusual energy spikes and take interest. And beyond that, there were secrets hidden in the ship's core that even he had yet to unlock. Kai's eyes glimmered with determination. Let them come. We're ready, and they're gonna learn what humans can do. He activated the ship's long-range sensors and charted a course for the Stellar Forge, an ancient location rumored to amplify technology beyond its limits. The AI responded with a pulse of approval. Potential, limitless, next stage. Kai felt a thrill unlike anything before. He had turned survival into triumph, obscurity into brilliance. Humans were not just scavengers or underdogs. They were thinkers, innovators, creators. And together with the $10 wonder, he would show the galaxy that the smallest spark of human ingenuity could ignite the brightest flame in the cosmos. As the ship glided silently toward uncharted space, Kai looked at the stars and whispered, "We're just getting started. The galaxy won't know what hit it." Kai Mercer navigated the $10 wonder through the uncharted depths of the Andarian expanse. The stars stretched endlessly around him, each one a silent witness to his journey. The alien fleet that had pursued him weeks ago was far behind, still reeling from the ingenuity of a human pilot and his adaptive ship. But Kai knew the galaxy would not forget. He glanced at the control panel, studying the route he had plotted. The Stellar Forge. Ancient legends called it a place where technology could reach its ultimate potential, where energy flowed in ways no known civilization had mastered. Many had searched for it, few had returned, and those who did spoke only in whispers. Kai felt a thrill of anticipation. "This is it," he muttered. "Time to see what humans in a $10 wreck can really do." The $10 wonder pulsed beneath him, almost as if it could feel his excitement. Its AI responded with a series of glowing symbols, easily understood by now. Prepared, adaptive, ready for evolution. Kai smiled. He had worked for weeks upgrading every system, improvising with scraps, and learning to communicate with the AI as if it were a living partner. And now, the time had come for the final step. As the ship entered the outer reaches of the Stellar Forge, the energy around them shifted. Space itself seemed alive, glowing with currents of power that twisted and turned unpredictably. Kai had never felt anything like it. Sensors went haywire at first, showing readings beyond anything he had encountered. But the $10 wonder adapted instantly, reorganizing its systems to harmonize with the strange energy flows. Kai's grin widened. "You feel that, old friend? This is where you become more than you ever were." The AI pulsed brightly. Integration possible, evolution accelerated, potential unlocked. Kai guided the ship into the heart of the Stellar Forge. Energy currents swirled around them, wrapping the ship in a cocoon of power. Panels glowed, conduits hummed, and the AI's adaptive systems went into overdrive. The ship was learning at a pace Kai had never imagined. It reshaped its hull, optimized energy flows, and unlocked latent systems hidden deep within its alien architecture. Kai's heart raced. Every improvement he had made, every scrap he had scavenged, every idea he had improvised, it was all coming together. The $10 wonder was no longer a wreck. It was a masterpiece, evolving faster than any human or alien mind could comprehend. Hours passed as the ship absorbed the Stellar Forge's energy. Kai barely needed to touch the controls. The AI anticipated every adjustment, every modification, every possibility. Together, they pushed the ship to limits far beyond its original design. Its speed, agility, and power now exceeded anything known in the galaxy. And then, the AI revealed something Kai had not expected. Deep within its core, it had found a hidden repository of knowledge, secrets of ancient civilizations, forgotten technology, and strategies that could outthink entire fleets. The ship could replicate, adapt, and optimize anything it encountered.
Kai stared at the readouts in awe. This isn't just a ship.
You're a library of everything the galaxy has forgotten, and maybe everything it's afraid of. The AI responded. Human. Creativity unlocks potential beyond prediction. Kai realized something profound. It was not just technology that made the ship powerful. It was the combination of human ingenuity and the AI's adaptability. Aliens had relied on brute strength, rigid calculations, and repetition. Humans relied on unpredictability, imagination, and problem-solving. The $10 wonder embodied both, and together, they were unstoppable. Suddenly, a signal appeared on the long-range sensors. Alien fleets, the ones who had once pursued him, were converging on the stellar forge. Word of the energy readings must have spread. They thought they could seize the ship, capture the human, and reclaim whatever advantage it offered. Kai didn't hesitate. Let's show them the difference between human thinking and alien assumptions. He activated the ship's adaptive cloaking system. The $10 wonder shimmered, almost invisible against the swirling energies of the forge. But Kai didn't just hide. He manipulated the energy currents, bending them to create decoy signatures, misleading the alien fleets. To their sensors, it looked as though dozens of ships, all moving unpredictably, had entered the forge. Kai chuckled. They'll be chasing shadows for days. The AI pulsed brightly, recognizing his strategy. Efficiency. Human intuition. Superiority demonstrated. Kai decided to push the ship further. He guided it toward a dense cluster of energy vortices, places that would have destroyed any conventional ship. But the $10 wonder adapted instantly, stabilizing the hull, diverting power to critical systems, and using the currents to accelerate beyond normal speed. The alien ships tried to follow, but their rigid designs and reliance on rules made them slow, predictable, and unable to navigate the chaotic currents. Kai's grin widened. He had not fired a single weapon, yet the aliens were helpless to stop him. He didn't need to fight. He had outsmarted them. He had proven that human creativity, when combined with adaptive technology, was more powerful than any fleet or weapon system. Hours later, the alien fleets retreated, their calculations shattered, their pride bruised. Kai exhaled, exhausted but triumphant. The $10 wonder pulsed softly, as if acknowledging their shared victory. Kai knew the galaxy would never be the same. Humanity had proven that intelligence, ingenuity, and creativity could rival any alien civilization. And he, a scavenger who had once been dismissed as insignificant, had become a symbol of that potential. But there was more to do. Kai spent weeks exploring the stellar forge, integrating its energies fully into the ship. He unlocked hidden compartments, reactivated ancient systems, and optimized every function. The $10 wonder became a vessel of unparalleled capability, not through violence, but through intelligence, adaptability, and imagination. Kai looked out at the stars, the vast expanse of the galaxy before him. For the first time, he felt the full weight of possibility. He could explore uncharted systems, discover forgotten civilizations, and push the boundaries of human achievement further than anyone had ever imagined. "This is just the beginning," he whispered. "Humans aren't just survivors. We're creators, thinkers, innovators. And together, we can do anything."
The AI pulsed brightly in response. Human potential
Limitless. Legacy established. Kai smiled, feeling a surge of pride. The $10 wonder was more than a ship. It was proof that human ingenuity could take what others dismissed as worthless and turn it into greatness. It was proof that the galaxy had underestimated humanity, and that mistake would never happen again. He plotted a course back toward inhabited systems, but not to fight or conquer. He wanted to inspire, to show other humans that they too could achieve the extraordinary. The $10 wonder would become a beacon, a symbol of what humans could accomplish when creativity, intelligence, and courage were combined. As the ship glided through the cosmic currents of the stellar forge, Kai thought about the journey that had brought him here. From scavenging scraps in the outer expanse to discovering a $10 wreck to transforming it into the most powerful ship in the galaxy. It had all been possible because he had dared to imagine, and the galaxy would remember that human imagination, paired with ingenuity, was a force no alien could ignore. Kai leaned back in the cockpit, watching the stars pass by, a smile on his face. The $10 wonder pulsed softly beneath him, a living testament to human potential. Together they had rewritten the rules of the galaxy. And as they emerged from the stellar forge, Kai knew one truth above all. Humans were no longer the underdogs. Humans were a force to be reckoned with. The adventure was over for now, but the legacy had just begun.